Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to Mom and Pop Know Best. Today, we will be talking about what other than mortgage rates and refinance rates. But before we get started, you make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, the little bell on the side, so you're always notified whenever we post a new video. Um, so today's rates are pretty good. So finally, rates are starting to move in the direction that we think they should be moving in. Um, so just to give you a little bit of heads up on what I'll be discussing, I will be discussing today's mortgage rates, as well as the stimulus package and what you could apply for on top of the stimulus checks that I discussed in the last video. And I will put a card up here so you can, in case you haven't seen the video, you can actually go in and figure out how much exactly you can expect in terms of a refund check, if you will, because it really serves as a tax credit on your 2020 taxes. So if you were concerned that, oh, 20, and this is something that I kind of mentioned, I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't file your 2019 return yet and wait, because if 2018 you had lower gross income, that could yield again a larger check, if you will. But that will get adjusted in 2020. But you can think of it this way: if the government sends you a little bit more, you can use that money and invest it probably, and then return it back in 2021 when you file your 2020 taxes, right? So that's kind of something to kind of think about. And in terms of investments, you can go down below in the description section, and I'm gonna have a link to a couple of different again apps, if you will, that you could use to invest some money. And if you sign up, they will give you a couple of free stocks. One of them is Webull. They will give you a couple of free stocks. They claim that one of these stocks could be valued at $1,400. Again, you take that with a grain of salt. Probably they'll give you something $12, $15 max. And the other one is Robinhood. They will give you a free stock as well. Regardless of what it is, really, it's a free stock, right? For just signing up and starting an account with them. So it never hurts. So below in the description section, you make sure to check that out and get your two free stocks with Webull and another free stock with Robinhood. And if you're like us, we had a baby in 2020, we can take advantage of the $500 for every child. Then, unfortunately, we won't get it until 2021. Um, but it's okay. It's fine. Again, it's free money. Beggars can't be choosers. Um, so with that said, let's get started. Today's mortgage rates, and this is as of actually Friday, April 3rd. So the 30-year fixed rate is 3.375. Whew, that is amazing. And APR is 3.447. 15-year is at 2.625, APR of 2.753. The refinance rates are a little bit higher, 3.75 for 30-year and 3.25 for 15-year. Although I will caveat that I've heard some of my friends are quoted better numbers. They're quoted something in the mid twos. So again, whatever is shown here, it again, this is not these are not quite final, and the numbers or the interest rates you will get will kind of depend on your credit worthiness. So this is Wells Fargo. Let's look at Quicken Loans. Quicken Loans is showing a 30-year at 3.375, 3.628 APR, and 2.75 for 15-year fixed. Again, as noted, somebody was quoted whom I know, and a few others told me this, that they were quoted something in the 2.6, 2.8 range for a 15-year refinance. So going back and just to kind of remind you, why is it that interest rates are a little bit resistant to going down even further, is because the economic uncertainty now is making it hard for some investors to go out and invest and buy these mortgage-backed securities, or MBS. And what is a mortgage-backed security? It is literally a security or an investment that is backed by houses or backed by, again, a property of some sort. So investors are becoming a little bit hesitant in order to invest in these, worrying about a foreclosure, worrying defaults, worrying about a bunch of things that this illness that is happening now is causing it. Um, Again, even though you have this, again, the Senate and or Congress in general approved the bill that says you can do a forbearance on your loan, and I'll probably post another video about that. What is a forbearance, and does it make does it make sense to do it or not, and how can you make the best use out of it? I'll post another video about that. Um, but still, the potentially the foreclosure rates and default rates are going to be a little bit higher in the next few months, which is causing things to be a little bit tough for kind of investors to go in and buy these mortgage-backed securities. That's why the feds are saying, "Oh, it's all right. You go ahead and kind of and create these nice packages of mortgage-backed securities, and we'll buy them from you. Do not worry about it. We got you." Um, but at some point, this could become a little bit of an issue where feds are taking on a little bit more risk, adding to their risk profile. So it's a little bit of an interesting game here. So it's kind of reminding us of the Great Recession that happened in 2008. Um, Although this is actually um, potentially even worse because the economy is sort of shut down, if you will. So again, something to keep in mind. But if you're in the 4% range in terms of your mortgage rate, maybe now is a good time to refinance. You say, well, I don't have the cash for it. Maybe you can roll in some of these costs into your loan, and you end up reducing your monthly rate. So maybe again, this is something to look out for. What I would say now, from a financial standpoint of what you should be doing at this point in time, is definitely beef up your emergency fund. You should have minimum 5 to 6 months of emergency funds in case, God forbid, something happens. You are laid off. You have a salary cut. Whatever it may be, you need to have some reserves to be ready. And once you have that, really the next best thing to be doing is thinking about investments, right? This is not a bad time to be creating positions or moving into positions in terms of index funds. Let's say stocks are on sale, if you will. What is the bottom? Who knows? Again, they could still drop another 20 or 30%. But maybe now is not a bad time to start investing if you have a little bit of extra cash on top of your emergency fund. Definitely, I won't suggest, again, this is just a dude on YouTube here, so whatever I say, you take it with a grain of salt. Um, but I would say anything on top of your emergency fund, maybe you can start investing a little bit within the markets. Um, and in order to create some additional cash flow, if you will, you can think of refinancing and lowering your mortgage payments, or you can go to a 15-year. If you're in a 30-year mortgage and you are, I don't know, 2 or 3 years in and you're at 4.5 or so, maybe you can move to a 15-year, pay a little bit extra, but you have a 15-year mortgage and you're paying a lot less interest. I'm going to also put a card on kind of on how to compute which one's better, and kind of the potential savings from kind of moving into a shorter mortgage term. So let me switch gears to something. So again, I did mention the stimulus checks that you all will be getting. There is also something if you're a contractor, if you receive a 1099, if you're a sole prop, if you have rental properties, if you're an LLP and LLC, again, a company or a C corp, an S corp, any of these, um, you can potentially get a $10,000 grant sort of from the government. Yes, I mean grant. It says loan, but it is potentially a grant, and this is it. It is the SBA. So be sure to check out the video that I will post in a few minutes about how to apply for this disaster loan assistance. Again, I will have a card on top for how to reach that video. Thank you so much. This has been Mom and Pop Know Best. We appreciate your support. Appreciate that like button, the subscribe, and that little bell. Thank you, and stay safe, stay home, flatten the curve, and God bless you. Bye bye.